What's up, crackers? Just kidding, that was a joke. If anything, I'm the cracker. Welcome back, guys. There we have it, wrapping up Friday. Nice little profit. Woo, that felt good. Overall, it was a good week. I mean, a little bit choppy in the middle, but we started off strong and we ended strong. In the middle, we were up sometimes a lot, and then we gave it all back. I don't know. It was a bit of a unfortunate set of events, I would say, on Wednesday and Thursday. But by reviewing our trades constantly and looking back, seeing what we're doing wrong, we were able to identify some little things, especially what we talked about in the recap video where I was buying these 5-minute breakouts, 1-minute pullbacks when we were trending down below VWAP, and they haven't been performing that well. Actually, today though, it did perform well. So I did kind of miss out on that trade, but it's fine. By, being patient today, waiting for the best setups, getting aggressive when we see the good setups, avoiding choppy situations. TOS, you guys know, was so choppy this morning. I mean, it was like douche, douche, douche. Our screen was barely updating, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna close my limit orders because I don't need to be part of this. I don't want to get chopped out, or have a false entry or something like that. We've had it happen before where we close out a limit order, we think we're totally closed out, and then I don't know, 30 seconds later, a minute later, boom, all of a sudden you're in a trade, right? I was just like, you know what, let's avoid that situation. And today was a actually it was the best day of the week by just, being calm, letting the trades come to us. I did miss some nice entries though today. I didn't stick to my original thesis as hard as I should have. Our second lead gapper, FRSX, had a perfect morning bounce off of 1.5. And that's the area I think all traders love. It's an area I always look for. It was a very, very nice morning kind of panic trade. So I missed that one. I think that was like one of the best out of the gates trades you probably could have made today. But overall, I mean, it's Friday. We know the market's going to be a little bit probably weaker today. It's always kind of one of those hit or miss days. And then, the market was up quite a bit today. The SPX or the NASDAQ was at all-time highs today. I mean, this is crazy. The airline stocks are shooting up. So there's just a lot going on. And sometimes the market is that hectic, especially and the gap scanner is as hectic as it was. I was just showing all sorts of little stuff, jumping left and right. I was like, in our lead gapper, XSPA was actually the one from the day before. And then we have GNUS, which I think a lot of people were still trading or maybe super upset about. So it was kind of like the perfect condition to be a very choppy day. So kind of knowing that, kind of taking a step back was really the right decision today. And I think most days you kind of have a general feeling overall, and then you have general trades that you want to do. So just sticking to your thesis, sticking to your gut feelings is typically a good thing to do. And today, it definitely paid off. So that's really, really nice. Let's go to the charts now, review those key entries that we had today, and also how we avoided some big losses. We'll check out at the NCHFS, a stock that was pitched in the chat room as well. That was pretty cool. And overall, let's just have a good little recap and then cruise right into the weekend. So let's go to the charts now. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. And if you're totally new here and you want to learn more about trading, definitely consider subscribing, hitting that bell icon too, because every morning when the markets are open, we go live at 9:15 first to review the watch list and then trade the market open at 9:30. So if you want to join us for the next live stream, definitely consider subscribing. I would love to see you there. The community is super amazing. Now let's go to the charts. What's up, you cool cats? All right, so wow. Okay, I'm watching FRSX, and so I almost want to get into it again. One thing I want to point out today, it's Friday. We knew it was going to be a choppy day. Pre-market was all over the place. Yesterday, we were getting some, indication that everything was a little bit overextended. Today, the market, the large caps were absolutely exploding. We have big airline stocks just shooting through the wall. We have a lot of other large companies shooting through the wall. And when there's that much focus over the whole entire market, small caps tend to do a little bit worse. They get overshadowed. And then pre-market, there was just so much stuff pulling up. It was hard to find one clear lead gapper. We had Hertz making some ridiculous gains here. We had XSPA, yesterday's lead gapper or former, yesterday XSPA was one of the top three. So there was nothing really that I would say today would call its own. It's just kind of all over the place. So I was kind of watching FRSX out of the gates, and I was also watching, what was the other one? VISL. We never ended up getting an entry on VISL. And let me just quickly pull up VISL before anything else. I just feel like I said that ticker so many times. I apologize. Ooh, wow, this one really fell off a cliff here, all the way to 0.9. This bounce would have been tremendous, 20%. I hope somebody got that. I definitely did not. So VISL out of the gates, this is one of the top three gappers. 50% move to the upside, 78 million float, US communications company. They didn't really have at first any micro news, but eventually they did come out with some sort of I don't know, video downlink system. I wasn't crazy about it, but they sell a lot of communications equipment and all the riot news and stuff like that. This company has kind of been the spotlight. That's been a big catalyst for this company to run to the upside. Anyway, today it looks like it was a little bit end game for VISL, which is fine. I thought, maybe we're going to see 1.5 get hit pre-market. We did come really close to that. And then maybe a break of 1.5. So I was thinking like maybe we're going to have a little retest in this area, because if you check out the long-term chart, well, it's absolutely devastating. But we have, potential to run up here, 1.8, 1.9. So I was thinking, okay, well, we have some room to run. So maybe we're going to get like a little red to green move, and then we're going to break past the pre-market kind of trend to the downside. So like 1.4 and 1.5, and then get a move a little higher here. So I wanted to buy the dip here for the red to green move. I tried several times. I was having crazy TOS issues. Everyone that was trading today knows that like Robinhood was having issues, Webull was having issues, TD Ameritrade was just like, I mean, it was crazy. It was like I was trading with a strobe light on, like on really slow. So I ended up never really pulling the trigger on VISL, which it is what it is, but this was a 7% move. So if I bought the dip down here and I would have sold into the first candle, it could have been profitable. The problem was even, exiting out of orders was very tricky. So it's probably better that I just, removed my order and left it be. Let's quickly talk about what did happen today, because although we have $700 left today, which means I could do one more trade, I only did 3 of my 4 trades, and we're still ending, actually on one of our better days. We're up $85 for the day, so not too bad. And remember, we're trading with like $750 position sizes. That means today we actually ended up over 10% per, actually like 11, 12% based on our average position sizes. Oops, sorry. Ooh, I just drank a lot of coffee and water, and I'm like hiccuping and going crazy. So if you think about it, if we were trading with $10,000 position sizes, we would have had a nice little $1,000 day, which, it is what it is. It's not, again, not like life-changing, but, do that, 20 times a month, and, 20,000 bucks, 100,000 bucks, in 5 months. That's not too shabby. So that's the point we're getting to. But first we have to complete the $25,000 challenge, and then we have to obviously get comfortable with trading unlimited. But at this point, I feel like all the patterns, everything we're looking for is kind of like really cemented. The fundamentals are really there. It's just getting more proficient, getting better and better and better. That's really what it's all about at this point. So the first trade was FRSX. Actually, all the trades were FRSX. So let's quickly go to this one. I thought I traded XSPA, but I guess I didn't. So FRSX was our second lead gapper on the day. And when I was going through the lead gappers today, I mean, it was pretty hectic. There was like, I don't know, 24 stocks at first, and then like I narrowed it down to a dozen. I was like, wow, why is there so much gapping today? Like, this is so hectic. But I pretty much disregarded everything sub dollar. And then this one really stuck out because it was, it was up 160%, 175 or so. And also had one of the smallest floats, 20 million float. It was an Israel auto parts company, and Israel pops up all the time and again. I kind of actually have a little bit more trust in those companies in terms of how they perform, which I don't know, it could be overly biased, but I do see a lot of companies out of Israel for these small caps. Anyway, coronavirus, let's just pull it up. It was some sort of detection system for the symptoms of coronavirus in crowds. I don't know if like you hook it onto your car or whatnot. I didn't go through the article in depth, but it had a nice coronavirus catalyst. So they filed a patent on that. So that's really, really nice. So I was expecting also a bit of a dip here with FRSX. I know Fridays tend to be a little bit weaker. So we did have a little red to green move here. We pulled all the way down to 1.7, popped up here. This was an 8% move. Boom, you could have locked in 5, 7, 8% profits right here in this move alone. Two candles to the downside, one nice pop to the upside. Like, it kind of bothers me that I missed this one because It's exactly what I wanted, but whatever. It is what it is. Get a nice pullback here to 1.5. Again, this is another move that I wanted. This one actually bothered me a little bit more. I could have just put an order here at 153. We would have risked, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Like what if I put it 153? We would have risked maybe like 4 or 5%, and then made 10%. So shame on me for not entering that trade. Whatever. Anyway, we had a triple bottom here, and this is still one of the lead gappers on the day. And I was like, okay, well, this is looking pretty interesting. We have a nice little pop here, and this is when I was like, oh, so we had a triple bottom in even a fourth retest here, and then I was like, we're moving to the upside now. Time to retest the high. So I entered here on this little pullback. I took my first nice trade here. This was a pretty sweet profit. Right away, we're green on the day. I took another trade here looking for a bit of a continuation. So a little flag pattern, continuation, break above VWAP. That's exactly what I wanted, and we got it. It was a 20% move. Unfortunately, I got out right beforehand, took a small, I think I even made small profit on this one. Yeah, I made 5 cents a share, which isn't a blowaway trade, but it is what it is. And I'm not totally upset I missed this one, because yesterday and the whole week we tried this setup like I don't know, like a dozen times, not a dozen times, but like half a dozen times, and they all didn't work out. So I'm not kicking myself I missed this one. It is what it is. I tried to buy the pullback here, was looking for a continuation, was very weak, and we had a lot of volume coming here. So I was like, you know what, I'm out of here. I don't want to be part of this one. It's just showing signs of weakness. So I'm gonna close this trade. That's why I closed this one. Walked away with like 2 cents a share profit on this one. Again, not really mind-blowing, but I avoided this huge downside risk. I mean, this thing went down 15%, so good thing there. It is still trying to crack, trying to change momentum here, but when the 1.5 cracks, if and when it does, I do not want to be on board with FRSX. So again, I still technically have one trade left, and I could, in our small account, I could do a trade, but I probably won't. I'm going to be wrapping up here. I got, things on my schedule. So I also don't want to be a slave to the market, right? I'm day trading because it opens up my schedule so much. Technically, if I was only trading the first, if I was only trading pre-market until maybe 10 o'clock, which I think, or maybe 10:30, which I think is probably the best time. Honestly, the first 15 minutes, you can get all your trades in the first 15 minutes and just walk away, I think. But I'm trying to, open my horizons a little bit, see what we can learn. Sometimes we get some really nice moves a bit later in the day, so I don't mind. Plus, it's a great community we have here. We're sharing ideas, we're learning from each other. So, staying a little bit later does not hurt me at all. And I just kind of like opened up the space in my schedule so I can do that. Otherwise, if I was trading on my own, I'd probably consider wrapping up earlier. But I don't know, that's something everyone has to decide. Like some people, I know a lot of people in the chat room say that they find that, not trading the first 15 minutes is actually much better, and then waiting for like 10:30. But you obviously have to trade what the market gives you. Like today, there was no really opportunities at like 10:30. So I don't know, yeah, you can't like pick and choose totally, but there's always certain moves at certain times. Okay, let's keep going on here. There's only one more thing I want to talk about with XSPA. This was one of the lead stocks out of the gate. We were seeing some big resistance here at $3, so I felt pretty uncomfortable trading XSPA. Quick little recap. It was a runner from the day before, 82 million float, USA company. Some service company. I wrote it down. I can't even read my own handwriting right now. I was kind of in a rush when I was going through all the gappers this morning. Coronavirus partnership for screening. So nice coronavirus stock there. But $3. Look, this is a key pivot zone. Support in this area. Support becomes new resistance. Resistance, failed breakout. Whatever this giant candle is. I mean, this was insane. But if you look intraday, I'm sure there was big resistance here. 180-day moving average as well. Resistance, yeah. So now we're pulling back up to $3, and you can see we had a bit of a fake out here. We had to try to retest in this area. So I don't know, XSPA, I was a little bit nervous with it. Buying some dips, even buying the red to green move on XSPA could have worked really nicely. Again, this one pulled back twice, popped up 8%. You could have just bought 3 red to green moves today and been done with trading. It made like 8, 16, 24%. It's like crazy. That move it's so consistent. But sometimes you want to be very careful, because sometimes there is, a huge dip. There's something that goes crazy, and all of a sudden the stock falls like 20, 30, 40%. It doesn't happen a lot, but I do see it from time to time. So you do want to watch out with the red to green moves. But obviously, if it's like the third candle already, if it's starting to reverse already, it's a little bit different, because then it's showing strength, it's showing support, and then that's when they become very powerful, these setups. So overall, I think the big takeaway today was just being careful, waiting for the right setups, getting aggressive when you see them, like always, and otherwise, just be careful. Like if TOS is choppy and laggy and the setups are not what you want to see, there's no need to trade. There's no reason you should force a trade. So I think we did that today pretty well, and overall I'm pretty happy about that. Wait, there's actually one more thing. CHFS, this ticker was called out in the chat room today, and this one, it had a price target increase to $1.5. I tend to like those a lot, even if they are sub-dollar. It typically means fundamentally there's some improvement in the company. Big resistance here about 0.8 though, but it got a price target increase all the way here to 1.5, where we had recent support and resistance. So let's go back here again and check this out. So this was called out in the chat room right here at 0.5 in this area. We pulled back one more time here, and then this launched up 6%, had a nice little healthy pullback, launched up again 6%, had a flash crash, so any good dip buying opportunities, and then ran up again. So CHFS, beautiful move, guys. Great call out in the chat room, and that's again, this is why I love the community here, because you guys are calling out some pretty epic stuff. So I'm a little bit kicking myself that I did not jump on board with CHFS. I mean, this was a pretty sweet trade. Even had a nice little breakout here, multi-month support and resistance, pulled back and then ran again. So congrats to anyone that snagged this one. I know I didn't, but yeah, good opportunities here. So guys, if you're totally new here, consider subscribing, hit that bell icon too, so you can join us on upcoming stream. It's obviously here on YouTube. You don't have to pay anything, everything is free. But yeah, I would love to see you there. And yeah, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys then first thing on Monday morning. So till then, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.